All right, everyone. Welcome back to the GDFL podcast, hosted by yours truly, the Commissioner Andrew Korn. This week, joining me on the show, I have two guests for the first time in a while. Ryan's making his first appearance since the preseason, so welcome back, Ryan. And then Jake is making his first ever appearance on the podcast, so welcome to the show, boys.
Hey, gang. Looks like we might have lost Jake.
Maybe we had some technical difficulties with him getting his camera ready. Maybe turning the camera on didn't work out. His ugly mug broke the screen, broke the camera, it seems. We'll see if he gets back. Yeah. Um, All right, I fucked up apparently. I was supposed to have this past week's matchups. I guess I took a second screenshot of this week's matchups instead. So pull up scores on my tablet real quick here for the people watching on YouTube. I'm sorry. Mistakes happen. I got a text from Jake. Just lost connection. Yeah, shocker. All right, anywho. So I beat Chaz 131 to 128. Stun beat Levi 114 to 89. Sokol beat Shrew 146 to 70. Mark beat Beans 129 to 88. Uh, Trevor beat Logan 103 to 95. And then Jake beat you, Ryan, 105 to 88. So yeah, big slate of matchups this past week. Uh, Anything that caught your eye that stood out?
Yeah, I mean, you called it out in last week's podcast. There are a couple key matchups there. Um, Matchup one, I think, from my standpoint, was looking at you versus Chaz Corn. You kind of kept your battle for a bye alive. That was a close matchup all the way up till the Monday night game. So I'm sure you're feeling good, kind of pulling through with that one. And then, of course, my other key matchup that I was watching was me and Jake. I've been battling some injuries and unfortunately was not able to really pull through. Um, and Jake got a win to keep I think, his playoff hopes alive. So good on Jake there.
hmm Yeah, I mean, Jake's hopes are alive on paper. I'm not sure how realistic it is for him to jump like two wins in the standings to get there, but he certainly could.
Sure.
Yeah, I know with my matchup with Chaz, like I was at like a 99% win projection going into Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
And then both Smitty and Monty combined for like 5 points.
Yeah.
And then it went from me projecting like 99% to win to Chaz being like a 60-40 odds to win.
Okay.
And last several times I've faced Chaz, like when it's been Dak versus CD in prime time like that, CD's always had a big game, so I was
Sure.
expecting to lose. I was pretty happy to come out with a win. This
Sure.
was my third win by less than 5 points this year.
Oh
I,
boy.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I'll definitely own that.
You can say that again, Corn.
Yeah, some other ones. Sokol beat Shrew by 76, which
Yep.
Sokol's team's rolling right now. He's been the highest scoring team in the league the last 2 weeks. Seems like playing Trevion Henderson's a good decision for the Patriots. Who would have thought?
Took him long enough.
Hmm
Sokol keeps his playoff hopes alive as well too. Very real playoff implications. So he keeps rolling. He's in.
hmm Yeah, and like I have a breakdown of the schedule we'll go over later of like how tough everyone's strength of schedule is going into the playoffs.
Cool.
But yeah, that's a quick recap of this week's matchups. So then a quick look at the standings. We have our first team clinching a playoff spot with Stun is now in, and our first team clinching a not playoff spot with Logan being eliminated. And
Not
then,
surprised with either, Corn.
yep, yeah, neither are too much of a surprise. Chaz is currently 5 points ahead of me for the second bye right now.
That'll come right down to the wire, it
hmm
seems.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep a close eye on that. And then yeah, Ryan, you're in sole possession at fourth at 7-4. Mark and Trevor are tied for fifth and sixth at 6-5. Sokol and Levi are both 5-6. Jake and Beans are both 4-7. Shrew is 3-8, and then as I said, Logan's in last at 1-10. Sounds like we got Jake back on. You hear Jake? All right.
No.
Nope. Wayne's still figuring out his camera. That's all right. Yep. And like I mentioned earlier, like Sokol's on a 2 game win streak right now, and then like he has a points tiebreaker. And the only people who have scored more points than Sokol right now are Stun and Mark. Like he scored more points than me and Chaz now at this point. So
I
uh,
know when I was talking to Sokol a few weeks ago about when we made the Mariota trade, he said he was really unsure if he was going to tear down again like he did at the end of last year, or if he still wanted to compete. And he's rolled off 2 big wins since then. So I don't know if he's thankful necessarily to have gotten rid of Mariota, or wants him for a playoff run here, but his hopes are still very much alive. I'm looking at his schedule versus my schedule, and I need 2 wins in the next 3 weeks to hold him out.
hmm Yeah, Sokol's a team that I definitely don't want to see in the playoffs with the way his team's playing right now. I mean,
Yeah,
Amon-Ra's been down the last few weeks, but Jonathan Taylor and Travion Henderson's kind of a filthy, filthy running back duo right now.
yeah, yep.
Is Jake back now?
Hello.
All right. We
Hi,
got,
Jake.
There we go. I
right.
just had to use my phone.
It's all good.
Very good.
Yeah, we just did a quick breakdown of the standings. Anything in the standings stand out to you?
Um, nothing really surprising.
That's
There's
fine.
that ugly mug.
Mhm.
Go
Mm.
Lions.
Of course, let's go Cats. Things aren't.
So draft order, not much change. I don't think anything actually changed from last week, other than Shrew now has the eighth overall pick via Mark, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, Logan's looking like he's going to hold down those top 2 picks unless Levi goes on a run here.
Yeah, nothing to say there.
Mhm. Then had a couple trades come through in the past couple days. So this was one between Shrew and Levi, where Levi receives AJ Brown, and then Shrew received Marks first, Jaden Higgins, and Kendre Miller. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I can't decide if this is a better deal for Levi or for Shrew. If you're taking AJ Brown at his valuation this time last year, then I mean I think AJ went for 3 first round picks last year. So to get Jaden Higgins was a mid second round pick this year. Kendra Miller's basically been a wash his whole career. And then a late first round pick, probably. That feels like a steal for Levi, but AJ sucked this year by and large. So I don't know.
The Eagles are struggling.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah,
Their
like,
offense is not anything impressive.
Yeah. Our
yeah,
defense was also very good, though, but they
Yeah.
have not struggled against just us yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at just like when True was shopping AJ Brown, just like looking at him points per game. This was 2 weeks ago now. I don't think last week really changed it. But Alec Pierce, Romeo Dobbs, like Quinn Johnston, there was a lot of guys that are like seen as like lesser receivers to AJ Brown that were averaging more points a game than him.
Yep.
Hmm.
So like he's really not having a good year. He's averaging about 9 points. Like if AJ Brown, I mean maybe he gets traded in the offseason. This could end up being a steal for Levi.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kendra Miller having a torn ACL. Who knows what's going to happen? And then True loves his stacks. He got Jaden Higgins with his boy CJ Stroud. So yeah, I think it's a little too early to decide. Levi might like in terms of like if you were to look on like on paper value, Levi either underpaid or overpaid at this point. It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Is it doesn't seem like it's a fair deal, but I can't tell who won.
hmm And then we had another trade come through where Stun received Jacoby Brissett in exchange for Jerry Judy, my 2026 fourth, and then 2028 third. I was kind of shocked to see this one. I know Judy's only averaging like 5 points a game, and Brissett's been a QB1 every game he started so far this year. So I'm
Hmm.
not really sure how I should feel about this one.
I think if you're Levi and you've decided that you're not competing for the playoffs anymore, this is good form. You go get the best that you can. I know that I was in the discussion to go try to get Brissett. So if you don't believe he's starting next year and you're in a position of not competing this year, go see what you can get. And Judy's shown that he can be a good wide receiver plus a couple picks. So
Hmm.
good for him.
Yeah, if you're stunned, you definitely can make a move like this if you're the best team, and it takes away a quarterback that another top team would probably want.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
yeah, I'd say it's a win-win. Levi loves his picks,
Hmm.
so I can't imagine he's upset about this.
Yeah, Levi has that coveted Dylan Gabriel Jerry Judy stack now too, or Shador Sanders Jerry Judy stack.
Who has
Shador
Shadur?
Sanders.
Levi is Shador. But yeah, no. The other thing I was gonna say is I know Brissett set the NFL record for completions in a game last week, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's an upsetting thing to see that happen when Marvin Harrison goes out.
Hmm.
And wow, okay. Then they throw for 450 or 470 yards,
Yep.
something like that. Was he the problem? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it before. Kyler and Marv, I feel like just had negative chemistry, like worst chemistry I've ever seen in a receiver quarterback duo.
Mhm.
Kind of crazy. So yeah, quick look at the upcoming matchups for this week. I'm against Beans. We have Mark and Stun. We have Shrew and Ryan. We have Sokol and Jake. We have Levi and Logan, and then Chaz and Trevor. So there's two matchups between playoff teams right now. Stun and Mark are leading scorers in the league, and that one certainly stands out to me. Chaz and Trevor is a huge one for the playoff picture. Loss for Trevor and then a win for Sokol could potentially. I mean, that puts Sokol in the playoff picture over Trevor. So those are the three that I'm keeping my closest eye on.
Mm-mm.
We touched on it when Jake was out, but I feel like I'm being chased hard by Sokol here. He's got me big time in points for and kind of a cakewalk schedule moving forward after Jake here. So I'm hoping I can sneak a win out against Shrew this week, but I'm having some trouble just getting healthy players into the lineup, man.
Yeah, that's something I like. This is the old projection because I pulled in a new screenshot and I was going to put it in. I saw you're projected at like 65 points.
Yeah.
It's like, Ryan, that's lower than anything Logan's put up all year.
I have Burrow in there currently, who's projected 0
Okay.
with
Mm.
a Flacco sub, so we'll see what happens there. But
Well,
yeah,
you're not starting three tight ends this week, Ryan.
no, no, not this week.
I am. Yeah, so you can hope bet that Sokol will probably beat me. Yeah.
You never know. They can get their
Uh-huh.
they can get their touchdowns, Jake.
Well, things aren't looking good. I sort of want to stay in my position. I don't know.
I lost to Logan, so like anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
That's the biggest L ever. I don't even, Corn. I don't care if you even win the championship this year. You still lost to Logan.
Yeah, I mean he beats everyone in the league that week except for one. He was against like for whoever it was. But yeah, it's just like, well, the one week Logan scores more than 100 points. He scores 150. After I like go on the podcast and say, I'll give you a 60-point spread too. I only not only lost, but lost outright. Shit happens.
He got his win.
Got his win. So yeah, a lot of news across the NFL this week. Jamar Chase is suspended for a game after spitting on Jalen Ramsey. I thought it was pretty funny that he denied it, and then the video came out, and it was crystal clear that he just spit on him.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you doing?
Quitters are quitters. Well,
Oh, that was kind of silly. But yeah, I think Burrow's actually going to start this week. I think he is back. I know he's logged 2 full practices now. So yeah, that's good.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, imagine you are. It's nice to have your quarterbacks back, I'm sure.
Joe Flacco's been good for you.
He's been great,
Yeah.
but Joe's the man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another one, Michael Penix is now on IR with a knee injury. Tore
Torn
his
ACL.
ACL again.
Yeah.
That's
Been
his
there,
third
done
time
that.
tearing an ACL. So, man,
Mm.
he's
Feel
just
for
like
him. I
he's
feel
made
for
of
him.
glass. That's
Yep.
really all I really have
It'll
to
be
say.
interesting to see how that career plays out because it was always a matter of like he could be pretty good if he stays healthy, and this is another kind of earth-shattering type of injury. So feel
Indeed.
bad for him.
he must be going and doing the cadaver transplant instead of getting his hamstrings or patellar tendons. What's
Wayne.
going on?
Yeah.
Where does he get his spare ligaments from?
Yeah. Some other quarterback news. Rodgers broke his left wrist last week and might be week to week. We'll see.
Did it come
Uh,
out that he has a broken bone?
I think it
A
did.
fracture.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you would like just play with the. I mean, I know it's his non-throwing wrist, but that feels like it'd be very hard to like take snaps under center.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
Probably get a good wrist brace and a good tape job going with some a good shot beforehand and hope and pray.
yeah,
Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. Stroud is out this week with a concussion. Drake London and Josh Jacobs are both week to week with knee injuries. No real timetable for either of them. I know both of their coaches are optimistic. It's only a game or so. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel has a concussion, so Shador Sanders is getting his first ever start. I can't imagine that goes well based on the way he looked against the Ravens, but
But
we'll
it'll be
see.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's against the Raiders, so if there's a team he could play well against, it is them. But I just don't know if he's going
Max
to be a
Crosby
quarterback.
might eat him alive.
You know, there's some extra motivation. We can't let this kid look good too.
Yeah.
Uh, I have this on here just for the memes. Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin are practicing. Maybe they come back this week. I don't think they're either of them are supposed to, but they're both practicing still. Um, I,
Todd Bowles, Corn, I never you pointed it out in an early podcast right when those guys got injured, but he's so weird about injuries.
mhm.
I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, he's been really cagey about every injury that they've had this year.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, like when Mike Evans was out, it's like, yeah, he's going to be out a month. And he was out about a month. But yeah, like Bucky was out with like an ankle and a shoulder injury at the same time. Godwin might have broken his fibula. Like,
Jeez.
we don't really know. And but they're also not really saying like, oh yeah, they're not coming back yet, but they're practicing. I don't know. Todd Bowles has been weird about it.
Yeah.
Uh, Justin Fields got benched for Tyrod Taylor.
Damn
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't think that's going to impact fantasy too much. 'Cause I don't think he should be starting. Other than Brees Hall, there should be no one from that Jets offense being started.
Mm-hmm.
And then some teams on buys: the Broncos, the Chargers, Dolphins, and Commanders. So like, there's some that's a moderate impact for fantasy this week. Like, there's some definitely some pieces on that Chargers offense you want to start. Dolphins and Broncos too. Yeah, all those offenses you could really make a case. There's a lot of pieces you'd want to start.
I got a lot of Chargers and commies, and I'm feeling it this week, I will say.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that explains your projection of like 65 points when I last
Yep.
looked.
Yep.
Like you have like five of your flexes from two of those teams.
Yep.
So yeah, big week
What
of
do you
buys for
guys?
me.
I got a question for you. What's your opinion on Justin Fields? Where is his career done?
I mean, I think he's going to hang around as a backup still, just because like again, I feel like he's a high ceiling backup, and like I feel like if you put him behind like Hurts or Lamar, maybe even Josh Allen, like where the playbook doesn't necessarily have to change a ton. I feel like that's where his best fit is for his career moving from here.
Feel like there's not a chance he gets another. Well, I feel like there is a chance he gets another starting gig. He's just a fast guy. Someone always, how old is he? 26, 27, maybe older.
I think
I don't know.
26.
26 sounds right. It's like 25 or 26.
Yeah, someone will probably think they could fix him. I don't know. The Jets have so many other problems, and he has led them to like what, a win, two wins, one,
Two.
yeah, two. So it's like, they're atrocious. Root for my boy Aaron Glenn, but doesn't
I
look good.
if I were Beans and I told Beans this the moment that Fields got that $40 million contract is he should go trade Justin Fields for every penny he could. Because I mean, beginning of the season, I think you could have gotten someone late first for Justin Fields, but
Really? I
I
don't
think
know
the
if he
way
could
I
have ever
think
gotten away first, but
late first or early second, he definitely could have, I think.
mm,
especially after week one when he scored 30 points or whatever.
Yeah, okay. I remember watching that game and thinking he actually looked really good week one too. Like it didn't seem like it was typical Justin Fields like looking bad. It's like, oh, maybe like Tanner Engstrad actually got something out of him. But then he turned back into Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun discussion point. The enigma of Justin Fields.
their line is terrible.
Yes.
Their line is so bad. And he's a scrambler, so he was ideal for their offense. So, and that says something.
Right. So yeah, do a quick look at the rest of season schedule analysis. So teams that are in red are have scored higher points per game. Teams that are in green have scored fewer points per game. What really stands out to me is Stun the next 3 weeks is against Mark, then Chaz, then me. That is a brutal 3 week stretch then the season.
He's got his playoff spot locked, but you know, Corn and Chaz, you both could hand it to him and go both go get a bye.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then yeah, like you said with the Sokals, I mean it's definitely on the easier side because like I mean Jake and Trevor are both right around the league average in points per game, and then Beans has been a little bit below. So that's one where it's like, yeah, Sokol absolutely could win his way in. And then that Trevor Sokol matchup in week 14, I think could be what ends up deciding a playoff spot.
Yeah, I
Be a
agree.
big one.
Then
Hmm.
the other one. Levi also actually has a fairly easy schedule the rest of the season too, in terms of like just opponents' points per game. Like he doesn't have anyone who's really that high above the league average. So like
Yeah,
Levi, in theory, like some luck on his side of some other teams losing could also sneak in still too.
yep, yep. The hard part about Levi is he's at a deficit in points for, so
Yeah.
he needs some help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's effectively 2 games back of the playoffs right now, but I don't know. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Do you have effective playoff odds at this moment that you've calculated, or
Did I calculate? No, I'm sure I could
yeah,
go find a website and pull some up, but we still have like only 15 minutes left and have our last segment I want to get through.
for sure?
So we did some roster positional rankings where we ranked every team 1 to 12 at quarterback, running back, receiver, and tight end. And then so at the quarterback position, I ranked them Trevor, Ryan, Mark, Korn, Jake, Beans, Logan, Shrew, Dunn, Chaz, Levi, Sokol. Then Ryan, you had ranked it pretty similarly with Trevor at one, you at two. Then Korn, Mark, Jake, Stun, Chaz, Beans, Shrew, Logan, Sokol, Levi. So I mean, what really stands out to me is like I feel like I could like put this into different tiers where we both have Trevor at one. I feel like he was a pretty clear one to me too, having Josh Allen, Stafford's QB4 right now,
Mhm.
and then Dart looks like the real thing. I feel like that was a no-brainer one for me.
The bigger I agree. For me, it was that he had a QB3. That was kind of the distinguishing factor. We both had top end QBs, but he had QB3.
Yeah. He also has the QB1 as well and has been the last like 6 years. It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
and then yeah,
No arguments.
but we both had you at two. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. And then I actually like me, Mark, and Jake out all put in one tier where it's again kind of pick your poison with who you want. That's why I had Mark over me was him having I mean Penix is hurt now, but like his quarterback three is a little more like long-term stability over me with Aaron Rodgers.
For me,
Roger.
I really like what May's doing.
Hmm.
That was kind of the distinguishing factor.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Bo Nix as a fantasy quarterback. I'm not sold on him in real life, but that's where I was a little bit iffy. But in terms of like dynasty value, I think it's definitely higher than what Dax would be if in a trade. Then yeah, Jake, I have you at five. I mean, Hurts and Daniel Jones have both been really good, and Daniel Jones is about to get a bag from the Colts.
Yep.
So I feel like
Bulls.
you have your quarterback room with the future locked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
he could be
then
a one-hit wonder. I don't know.
we both have Levi and Sokol at 11, 12. Not to think there's much to say with either of them, but what's really interesting is our 6 through 10 all kind of varied a little bit. So I'm a little bit higher on Beans and Logan, and you're a little bit higher on Stun and Chaz than I was. So yeah, I'm just curious, like, what you think about their quarterback rooms and why you ranked them like that.
Yeah, for me, the biggest difference here, the name that sticks out is Chaz. I really like Baker, and that was kind of the distinguishing factor for me. I'm not in love with Jordan Love or Brock Purdy. They both have a good contracts, but in terms of their fantasy production, not super in love with. Um, that was kind of why I kept Chaz up high. And then Stun's high up there as well because I still believe in Justin Herbert. He's had a terrible O line, but he's shown
Uh,
to be um, kind of one of the dudes, I guess, top five quarterback, and so that's ultimately why I ranked Stun higher.
uh,
Yeah, I have had Beans higher for a similar reason, just because he has Lamar, and like I don't think it really matters who his QB2 is. When Lamar's your QB1, you can afford to have a lesser QB2. And then like with the quarterbacks he has, I feel like he can pick and choose matchups and hopefully get decent enough quarterback two production. And then
I
yeah, I
just
like loving Purdy and Baker were all averaging pretty similar points per games this year. And I just like loving Purdy more as fan. I'm probably higher on Purdy than consensus as a fantasy quarterback. I think he's pretty good and he's in a great ecosystem.
he has had some good production in the past when he isn't hurt.
Yeah.
He does get hurt often.
Like the 7 through 10 range for me, I could put in any order and when would hear any argument for. Stun, I have lower. I mean, I really don't like CJ Stroud or Trevor Lawrence. Like that's another reason why I have Shrew and Stun lower than Logan. Is I mean, I'm just not sold on CJ Stroud as an NFL quarterback or Trevor Lawrence for that matter. I know T-Law got his contract, but I just don't think it's ever come together for him. But I'm still pretty high on Herbert.
Yeah, for me it was Herbert. Beans is lower on my rankings just because I do not believe in JJ McCarthy.
He
Uh,
fucking sucks. I don't. He's like Zach
No.
Wilson levels of bad.
and then Cam Ward hasn't shown anything yet, and that was pretty much the distinguishing factor. Lamar is better than the Herbert, but Corn has T Law who has the bag.
Mhm. Yeah. I really don't feel good about having Chaz at 10. I really don't. It was more of I had to put someone there, and that's just kind of who ended up falling there for me. It's like I like Baker, I like Darnold. I just like the year-to-year consistency. I feel like they both rely more on passing touchdowns and like they both regressed in fantasy points per game since last year.
Sure.
Yeah. So at running back, same thing. We both have Mark at one. It's some combination of Shun and Sokol at 2, 3. Chaz at four and Beans at five was the same for both of us. And then my 6 through 9 went Corn, Trevor, Levi, Ryan. Your 6 through 9 went Levi, Trevor, Ryan, Corn. And then we both had Logan, Jake, Shrew, 10, 11, 12.
These are
So
pretty close.
Oh yeah.
yeah, like I mean, Mark's is pretty obviously the best. It's deep
Oh
and
yeah.
filthy.
Nothing
Sh-
else to say about that.
yeah, Stun and Sokol I think is an interesting one. I'd put Stun over Sokol just because Stun has three guys I'd consider top 12 running backs this year. Where I mean, Sokol does have Jonathan Taylor, who's been the best
Well,
player in fantasy football. It's just like after that, it's like I like Travion. He's been good the last 2 weeks.
he's been
Hard for
very
me to
good.
rank him above Stun quite yet, though.
For me, it was Jonathan Taylor, kind of leaning towards the number one. I think number one overall fantasy player this year.
Indeed.
So
Yeah, Chaz at four. I mean, CMC, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Walker. I mean, having CMC, it's really just CMC is why he's there.
yep,
And then that same with for Beans at five with having Bijan. And then I mean Chase Brown's having a solid year too. Now the 6 through 9 one's pretty interesting. I mean, I had myself at six and you had me at nine. And then had kind of all over the place with Trevor, Levi, and Ryan. So at least like my reasoning is like Achan's been the third best flex of any position this year. And I kind of value having that like top end player more than having more depth at it. And even like Montgomery and Aaron Jones are like both low end RB2 types. And so like, but at least like in terms of points per game, like I had Trevor behind me because I mean Genti's averaging like 12 points a game right now. I mean Bucky Irving's I mean he hasn't really been playing, so it's hard to say like how good he's going to be. I wouldn't be, I'd be like I could see a case for putting Trevor over me. At least for Levi, like I like Judkins and Brees Hall the talents quite a bit. Just like being on the Browns and Jets and scoring fantasy points, kind of harder to come by. And then yeah, with that view at nine, Ryan, I almost had you at 10 behind Logan. Uh, just because it's like, I mean, you have Swift. Hampton's kind of been hurt all year. Don't know what he looks like quite yet. He's had a couple good games. But then yeah, that was kind of like my rationale for that like 6 through 9 ranking.
yeah, I'll walk through mine real quick, and I think biggest justification for the way that I ranked here is a bit more with a long-term focus. So Levi, I really like the talent of QJ and Brees. I was having trouble fitting any of these people into a category, and the easiest way to rank for me was to kind of take more of a long-term perspective. So Brees is still relatively young. QJ has shown a lot of promise. Um, that's I think Levi has one more. I can't think off the top of my head. Trevor Bucky Irving Genty is a pretty nasty 1-2 RB room this year. Moving on for me, Hampton has shown a lot of promise, I think. I factored Trey Benson in that as well. Swift has been kind of an all reliable for me. And then Corn, I have you low just because Achan has been very, very good. Uh, but beyond that, from a long term perspective, is kind of where the lower ranking comes in, with Aaron Jones being 31, 32 at this
Huh.
point. Who is your other? Oh, Monty. He's
Monty.
starting to climb up there and showing a little bit of regression this year. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I look at running back more as week to week, even than year to year, like even
yeah,
long term, just because like
yeah.
there's so many guys who have like risen and fallen. Damian Pierce was cut today. He was traded for a first 2 years ago. Like
Yep.
value with running back can like really fluctuate fast. Like Michael Carter was once pretty good. Like Pacheco was once like seen as pretty valuable. Tyrone
Yep.
Tracy last year, Brian Robinson. Like
Mhm.
I feel like a lot, like at least in terms of like elite talent, like I feel like elite talented running backs stay like good year over year. It's just like once you get past like the top like 15, 16 running backs, I feel like year to year that value really fluctuates and like guys rise and fall all the time. Like Chuba Hubbard going into the year was like someone drafted around RB16 and like
Mhm.
doesn't really play anymore.
Rico, baby.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle season. Yeah, so we only have 3 minutes left, so we might need to do a part two to finish up all the rankings. At receiver, so we both have Stun at one. Receivers were actually where we differed most. I had myself at two, Jake at three, Mark four, Ryan five, Levi six, Sokol seven, Chaz eight, Shrew nine, Trevor 10, Beans 11, and Logan 12. You also had Stun at one, then Mark two, me at three, Jake four, Levi five, Sokol six, Ryan, you had yourself at seven, Chaz at eight. And then we had the same 9 through 12. So I'm just curious, like with some of these, like again, the middle is like where we usually differed. Like, what was your reasoning for putting some teams above each other?
I'd need to pull up Sleeper because I was kind of flying through rankings here, but Mark being up top, it felt like he had some depth on top of London, who has shown to be um, a really nice receiver. Corn, it was kind of a toss up between you and Mark, so I threw Mark up there because I knew I'd be talking to you and could talk shit. Um, let's see. Jake, I really like where Jake stands. He's got Chase, obviously, but it seems like a lot of the kind of darts that he's thrown the last year or two have really started to play out with Trey Tucker. JMO's starting to come on nicely with
Troy
MCPQ
Yeah, I
calling
Franklin.
was gonna say
plays.
Troy Franklin. He's having
Troy
a really good
Flank,
year.
yeah. There are a lot of really nice depth pieces. I was walking into the ranking thinking that Jake would be in the bottom half, and I looked, and that's obviously not the case.
I'm a
Um,
slightly above average scorer.
um, yeah, I mean that was mostly the distinguishing factor. Levi got bumped up because he traded for AJ the same day that I was doing rankings. Sokol really like Amon Ra. So yeah, for me being low, I don't really feel like I have a true proven piece like the guys above. So that's kind of why I ranked lower.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it looks like the way we have it kind of is like tiered similarly, where like
Yeah,
Sean's very clearly one, and then like whatever combination of like me, Jake, Mark, two through four, you can make a case for. I mean, like I said, Drake London's been an absolute stud this year. And then Vontae Adams, I was actually kind of shocked by how good of a year he was having. I didn't realize he was like wide receiver eight or something.
yeah. Well,
And then Ladd McConkey's still been good. But yeah, Mark just like after those big three lacks a little bit more depth at the position. And then that's why I had myself and Jake over Mark was I think we both have like those like super stud receivers and then like have a little bit more depth at the position than he does.
Hmm.
And then
Your
yeah,
last five are all exactly the same. So,
last time we're the exact. I did tinker mine a little bit after I shared it with Ryan initially,
oh, okay.
but then like the AJ Brown trade made a difference in my rankings too. That moved Shrew down quite a bit for me. Like I think he was at like 6 originally, then moved him down to 9 after that one. All right, we're back.
Learning in progress.
I don't actually remember. We were talking about the mid-tier rankings here at receiver.
Yeah. Interesting that our 8 through 12 turned out exactly the same. For me, it was Logan was like 12 tiers below everyone else with him as a wide receiver one.
Yep. Yeah, you got JJ McCarthy's wide receiver 2 as your top receiver. Okay. I honestly don't think I could name another receiver on Logan's team, and I know these teams pretty damn well.
he's got uh, he's got Khalif Raymond, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Logan. Yeah. I mean, Beans is pretty low down there. I mean, I like T. Higgins, but then he has like Kayshawn Booty and McLaurin. McLaurin's done nothing this year. Uh, yeah, Trevor, both like I was actually kind of shocked by how low I was on Trevor's until I actually like looked at it closer. He has Puka, and Puka is arguably wide receiver 1,
Mm,
but then the rest of them are just bad. Like
yeah.
I know they're all still young, but like Worthy's just not been good this year. Pearsall's been injured all season.
mm,
Bolden's really not the guy in Green Bay. He's more of a like field stretcher, just like
Niche
clearing out
kind
routes for
of
everyone else.
gadget player, really.
mm.
Mhm. Yeah, I was like kind of shocked when I was looking at it. It's like, oh, Trevor's receivers really aren't having that good of a year for as like much hope as a lot of them had going into the season. And then, yeah, I mean, there's Shrew. I mean, he still has neighbors. He has Garrett Wilson, who I think is a pretty good duo. And then I think Travis Hunter is probably his third best receiver.
Yeah,
It was kind of where it got a little. That's why I put Shrew over Trevor. Was like Garrett Wilson was way better than Trevor's second best receiver.
yeah. That he also has Malik Neighbors as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was right there with you. Um, I found wide receiver to be the hardest position group to rank because there's so many of them who do so many different things, and you get a lot more boom bust options versus consistency. So it was difficult to rank, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this was definitely the hardest one for me as well. Because it's like, okay, like with Chaz's team, it's like I like Michael Pittman's having a good year, CeeDee Lamb's having a good year. And then it's like after that for Chaz, I was like a whole bunch of guys that were kind of like Jaden Reed hasn't played.
Yeah,
And then I'm trying to remember, like that was, I mean, he traded me Alec Pierce, and I know he was starting Alec Pierce a little bit. Um, yeah, Chaz's receiver depth gets a little shallow quick. And then, yeah, I had Sokol at 7 because I mean, he has Amon-Ra, and Amon-Ra's good. I like Chris Olave quite a bit.
yeah,
Uh,
that was the other big one for me to move up Sokol Olave.
Diggs is having a good year too. Shakir's having a solid year.
Yep.
Yeah, Ryan, I had you over both Levi and Sokol, and again, some of that's probably more dynasty value than necessarily like what's going on this year. But like, I really like both Igbuka and Tet. I think they're both probably
Yeah.
it's maybe not this year, but like moving forward will be like perennial top 12 guys moving forward, I think.
I'm happy. I feel like looking at the draft this year, I feel like I got probably the three best guys out of the draft. So I'm happy.
That's okay. That was something I thought about when I was like making my rankings was I think like if we were to redraft today, like I think I would put Dart at 1.
Oh yeah, yeah, Dart. So yep. I agree.
Yeah, because it's just like that was the one where it's like, and Trevor got him at the 201. Letting him slide out of the first round was definitely a mistake for a few teams. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, that was one where I was like, where was I going with that? Yeah, I was like trying to think if we were to redraft today, like what would happen? It's like, yeah, it's hard for me to put anyone else other than Dart at 1. It's like I'm sure Trevor's been fine with Genty, like he's having a fine year.
Mhm.
Then
It's
yeah, like
interesting to think about how that cascading effect would happen too. Because if I'm sitting at 2 and 3, I'm definitely taking Genty.
hmm
I mean, honestly, I feel like I've seen more from Hampton this year in the 3 or 4 games that he played than we've seen from Genty all year.
Hmm. Yeah, some of that's just like the Raiders' offensive line is so bad.
Atrocious.
And Geno Smith's play has not helped them one bit.
No.
Yeah. What are you doing there, Jake? Making yourself a mustache with your hair?
He looks like the Lorax.
All right.
Yeah. Or can you do this? I don't think you can.
Could I? I don't know. My hair's braided right now. Don't really feel like taking that out, but
Braids, huh?
Couldn't
yeah.
see. It
You
was
got
too dark.
flowers in your hair too?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Never mind.
All right. I'll listen to it back then and figure that out. What you said. No. Last one I want to talk about, I had Levi at 6 and you had him at 5. And like a lot of that's just like the depth at the position. Like, I mean, I like Rashi Rice. Like, I feel like in terms of like overall talent, I'm not sure if he's like an elite talent, but like he has an elite role within that Chiefs offense.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's where I really like Rashi Rice. And then
DK Metcalf has been good this year. Zay Flowers is no shot. No, he's not bad. AJ's had a bad year, but he can be that guy.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Luther Burden and both Torrey Horton have exceeded expectations this year, I think. So I like that receiver room.
Yeah, I like it too. There's definitely depth at it. That's what I think ended up putting me over Sokol was just like it just felt a little deeper.
Yep.
It looks like you had him over Sokol too.
Yep.
All right. And then lastly, we have tight end. So our rankings go mine was Shrew, then Chaz, Sokol, Corn, Ryan, Beans, Trevor, Jake, Levi, Mark, Stun, and Logan. Yours is pretty similar. You had Shrew, Corn, Chaz, Sokol, Ryan, Beans, Jake, Trevor, Levi, Mark, Logan, Stun. So then starting at the top here, we both had Shrew at 1. I mean, he has Bowers and Tucker Craft.
Mhm.
Hard to put anyone else at 1.
Yep.
And then I had Chaz at 2. I mean, I think Trey McBride's the best fantasy and dynasty tight end. I mean, he's having an incredible season and like is very clearly the number one in that offense. I know
Mhm.
Bowers is number one in the Raiders
KTP.
offense as well, but yeah, I really like Trey McBride.
I liked for me there's a little bit of short-term value here and kind of leaning towards depth. So you had both. I mean, Ferguson has been awesome this year.
Mhm.
George Kittle, I think, will have a good end of the season. So that was kind of why I put you over Chaz, but pick your poison.
Yeah. Then yeah, I had Sokol at 3, you had him at 4, which again, Tyler Warren's been awesome.
Yep.
And like being a rookie and being that awesome is really encouraging. Then also, I can't believe I'm saying this about the Colts offense, but he's one of the best, he's the leading receiver, the best offense in the league right now,
Huh.
which just like is again feels crazy to say, but yeah.
Sokol has another tight end too, doesn't he?
Uh he started Theo Johnson last week, who's
Okay.
fine. And then he has Evan Ingram and Noah Fant, who are both
Yeah. I was thinking
fine.
of Theo. He's had a couple big
Mhm.
games.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan, you're at 5. I mean, Laporta is now out for the year with the pre-ambiguous back injury.
Mhm.
Ertz
We'll see, but yeah.
has been a good pickup, but yeah, I feel like I'm in a tier on my own there where I'm not
Mhm.
quite, elite at tight end, but not quite just doing the scramble like the guys below me.
Yeah. I thought you and Beans were about the same tier to me. Because, like, I
Yeah.
mean, Beans is more of like, again, because he has two guys where, like, Loveland and Gadsden both could be really good tight ends. Just like they've kind of scratched the surface of potential. Just like need to see a little more consistency out of them. Then, yeah, we both had Trevor Jake at 7, 8. Kincaid's actually had a pretty good year. I was really shocked when I was like doing my research for this. So, like, I think he was averaging like 10 points a game.
Yep.
That one kind of shocked me. And then Kelsey also shocked me. Like I think he's the tight end 2 right now in half PPR.
Yeah,
Had
I
a
actually like my tight end room a lot. I got some young guys, not necessarily in great offenses, but AJ Barner just got like 12 targets last week, caught 11 of them, something like that. Juwan Johnson is the number 8 tight end, Tyler Shuff taking over for the Saints.
Jake, make a
Really
case
don't.
for why you should climb up rankings.
I don't think I should be necessarily top because you never know if like having a comprehensive approach. Realistically, Travis Kelce could just retire at the end of the season, and my guys never really mature in their offenses. Then I'm back there at the bottom. The only reason I could be near the top is because Travis Kelce is still pretty good in that offense. So yeah, I could see myself. I would see myself more above Beans, but that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think you can make a case. Like, I mean, 6 through 8, I think is all interchangeable. It's much, what do you value more between depth versus the best season versus like dynasty value? So that's just like a little bit of fun thought experiment there. We both had Levi, Mark, 9, 10. I mean, Levi has Goddard. Goddard's been pretty good this year. Mark has Fan and Mark Andrews, who have both been okay. Nothing crazy though. And then you had Stun at last and Logan at 11. I had Logan last and Stun at 11. So I had Stun over Logan because Kyle Pitts is averaging 2 points more a game than TJ Hawkinson right now.
Oh, TJ Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkins, TJ Hawkinson's tight end 24 right now. Like
Gross.
in points per game and total points.
I
And like
just felt bad for Logan, so I looked him up.
yeah, that's just like in terms of like pure points per game, that's what's put Stun over Logan for me. Because originally I had Logan over Stun at first too, and then I saw how bad of a season Hawkinson was having. It's just like I just can't rank him higher. He's been
That's
that
JJ
bad.
McCarthy, baby.
Man, JJ McCarthy is he really is like Zach Wilson levels of bad. I was like pretty high, like relatively on him going into the season because
Truly.
like, Kevin O'Connell has like made every bad quarterback ever look good and like got the best years out of Kirk Cousins in his career. And for JJ McCarthy to be as bad as he's been when like Nick Mullins and Josh Dobbs have both looked like starting NFL quarterbacks under Kevin O'Connell.
Hmm.
It's like kind of like Trey Lance and like Anthony Richardson for me. Is like how bad do you have to be for like this quarterback guru to not make you look good?
The pastor.
9.
Oh my God. 9.
Levi.
Levi.
JJ McCarthy sucks. That's I'm so glad that the Vikings really fumbled this offseason, letting
Yeah.
both Darnold and Daniel Jones walk.
Uh-huh.
That was
I love
all-time
it.
fumble.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
I
same.
love to see it, but yeah.
Just like they fucked up so bad. I don't think it's talked about enough how much they butchered the offseason at the quarterback position.
Hmm.
Yep.
Save a little cash, I guess. They could have had Daniel Jones cheap though.
Yeah, I mean Daniel Jones, I think, is on a $13 million contract.
Yeah.
Like, hey, whatever. Fuck the Vikings. Go Lions.
Steal.
All right, so yeah, I think that's
Lions.
end of the positional rankings. And either of you guys have any closing thoughts or final topics you want to talk about?
Not really.
Logan's team sucks.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I'm just like
gotta
you
win.
had Logan. I had Logan at 7 at quarterback. You had him at 10. We both had him at 10 at running back. And that's pretty much just Josh Jacobs. Both had him at 12 at tight end, and then 11 or 12 or 12 at receiver, and then 11 and 12 at tight end.
Ugh, that's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. I mean, I'd have to like actually look closely. I think everyone is top half or close to it at least one position. Not that like tight end's that important of a one to be top half at, but
True.
I feel like everyone's at least top half at something.
That's true.
Stellar
Is
tight
your
ends.
top half at anything other than tight end?
I didn't think so. I mean, we both had him at 9. He's definitely last at running back, and then 8 and 9 at quarterback. He's got Bowers and Kraft though, I guess, and like really like Kraft is good enough to be a starting receiver type. So
Yeah, I
whatever.
agree. But tight end's the least important.
No, yeah, pretty easily. I mean, the starting tight ends of our championship teams have been, I think, Hunter Henry, Pat Fryermuth, and then Hawkinson.
Yep.
And then like I was also was starting Ferguson in one of those championships
Before he was
before
good.
he was like tight end 8 that year, but it was like 8 points a game.
Yeah.
I feel like tight ends had a bit of a resurgence this year. I feel like there's a lot of guys averaging 10 plus this year. But yeah, the tight end positions, I don't know. I don't think it's that important. I feel like you could argue it anyway. Like, I mean, I think we would all agree quarterback's probably king. And then, I mean, I'm sure, like, in terms of dynasty value, receivers over running back, but I think running backs are what wins championships. And if you look at the running back rankings, it's pretty damn close to what our standings are.
Yeah, I think running backs win championships, but wide receivers let you contend year over year.
Hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. And there's like no one right or wrong way to build a roster. Levi was starting six running backs last year, like all the playoffs. He was starting his one receiver that he had to. So there's no one right or wrong way to build a team. It's just fun to think about. Maybe that'll be a future episode too, is just like looking at how many players have rostered or like how many players at each position people have rostered. See how that differs team to team.
I had the because I was having trouble easily ranking players last night, and I went to the trade screen where they organize by position group, and there's quite a bit of variance there.
Hmm.
So
The Dynasty Daddy. I mean, I feel like a lot of people in the league use it just from talking to people. It's okay if it's not, but
Daddy.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've talked to just about half the league with it, and I feel like everyone who listens to it probably has gone on it at least once. So
I've used it.
yeah, it's a good source. Definitely use it. It's free,
I
especially if
use a
people.
lot of KTC as well.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like KTC is the big one on Reddit people talk about.
Yep.
So yeah, there's definitely some good free resources out there, and I definitely like looked at all of those to like help make my rankings too. Like at the end, I went with like what I thought was best, but again, I think I like we had talked about it over text. Like I think with my rankings, I valued having one elite guy more. Like yours was more looking like collectively at like depth at the position too.
I think depth, and I was taking kind of a perspective of long term value rather than value today. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's all interesting. Does it really matter at the end? No, we're all just trying for the same thing, and that's to win a championship, whether it's this year or in the future.
is Logan trying to win a championship?
Logan won one
Uh,
once, yeah.
I mean, I know that Levi gave him a pretty good offer for Josh Jacobs that he turned down. And it's like, I mean, the reasoning was that he didn't want to give Levi's team a chance of making the playoffs so he could get it to be a 102. So,
That's fair
That's a
reason.
fine strategy.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's
fine.
like if you have his first, like, don't help him. Like,
Yep.
hey, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. Going
So,
one, two, who would even those picks turn into?
Jeremiah Love is probably one of them. I think he's like the consensus RB1 right now. There's a receiver at Arizona State. I think his name's Jalen Tyson, who's pretty good. Think he's like another like 6'5" big body type guy. I might be mixing him up with someone else too. But I think those are like the consensus top like skill position players at this point.
Interesting. Um,
Yeah. Maybe Logan drafts a quarterback. I mean, really what Logan should do is trade out of one of those picks and get a haul to
Yep.
split it into like three assets. He doesn't listen to this though, so who cares what Logan does?
I don't really follow college football at the moment, so I can't say if I really even know what the prospects look like. Usually I
I
do
looked
hear
it up.
about some people.
Nope.
I know Jeremiah Smith. I know who he is.
Yeah. That's not until 2027 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one to see if anyone just like tanks immediately to try and get the 101 next year for him.
I don't
Pretty
know if
much
I
what
have
Trevor
to
did
try.
last year.
Did you say Ryan?
I said do what Trevor did last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just from the get-go, just not even try.
Yep.
Just lose. I mean, Logan did that unintentionally this year,
Yeah.
And he got his win.
and he got his win.
Yeah.
All right. I got nothing else. Thank you both for joining. Let's go Lions. Let's beat up on
Go
those guys this
Lions.
weekend.
What I
And
came here to say.
yeah, hope everyone listening has a great week. Talk to y'all later.
The Lions.
Okay.
Stop recording. Or don't stop recording.
Corn is so dark.